There's going to be growing competition for Australian beef exports over the next few years, with Brazil having improved market access into markets like China and the Middle East, and there's also going to be growing US beef production over the next few years as well. So a really big point of differentiation for Australian beef will be Meat Standards Australia, so we can really push and promote the quality of our product over that of our competitors. 2016, we're going to see a fairly significant year-on-year drop in beef production, but it's only going to fall even further in 2017, especially if we get right into the guts of a herd rebuild. Really supporting prices over the next couple of years is going to be just how tight the number of cattle available for processing and live exports will be. Our cattle herd's gone from being about 29 million head down to now just 26 million head, so that's really going to support prices. But then on the other hand, there is that growing competition from Brazil. Australia exports 70% of the beef that we produce, so growing competition from Brazil, also from America. So, you know, it really needs to be weighed up, those tighter supplies against that growing competition in our export markets. It's actually a pretty rosy outlook for the Brazilian cattle producers at the moment. Their beef production, well, to begin with, their cattle herd, they've got about a 219 million head cattle herd. That's massive, that's enormous, especially when you think about our cattle herd at about 26 million head. One, their production's forecast to increase about 3% this year, to be about 5 times that here in Australia. But then also their exports are forecast to improve or increase about 11 or 12% this year. So it's going to put them instead or overtake Australia in terms of overall beef export volumes for 2016. Because there's going to be a huge drop in the number of cattle available for processing, a means of offsetting that will be putting more cattle on feed. And as long as grain prices remain favourable for the lot feeders, that's more than likely going to be the case. Any normal year or the 5-year average, there'd really only be anywhere between 750 to 800,000 head of cattle on feed. Last year that crept all the way up to 1 million head in the final quarter of 2015. And the forecasts and expectations are that that number of cattle on feed is probably going to stay relatively high. And there is potential for the number of cattle on feed to keep growing in terms of grading, MSA grading numbers, and of course that will only add to the quality of Australian beef, not only here in the domestic market, but also for that 70% of product that finds its way into the international shelves. Another really strong part of the equation is just how strong the live export demand is at the moment. In fact, our market reporter who does the Dubbo sale yards this year and towards the end of last year has quite frequently reported sales for live export cattle out of that market. So it just illustrates how far south they are coming and what impact they are having on the Australian cattle market. The MSA producer forums and awards have been a great way for MLA to showcase a lot of the work that we've been doing, and the audience has really provided a lot of positive feedback and been quite engaged all the way along. The participation and turnout has been excellent, so it's been great for the audience to get involved that way.